Before you buy another box or copy the meta list, watch this. These are the top 5 list building mistakes new Warhammer 40k players make and the fast fixes that will make your next games feel 10 times cleaner. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple checklist you can build in 10 minutes. Pick a detachment, slot units that actually do a job, attach a leader, add only the enchantments that matter, land exactly on points, and save a 500-point training version so you can play it this week. Mistake number 1, building without a detachment plan. This is the biggest reason a list feels off. You buy cool units first and staple on a detachment later. Then your army rule and stratagems pull one away while your units pull another. It's not that your picks are bad, it's they're fighting the current and not surfing with it. In 10th edition, your faction pack gives you multiple detachments. Each one is basically a playstyle. It hands you an army rule, a small set of stratagems, and a handful of enchantments that reward a certain way of fighting. When your unit choices match that playstyle, the list just works. When they don't, it's like pushing a shopping cart with a jammed wheel. Here's the fix. Before you add a single unit, write one sentence about how this detachment wants to win. One sentence. For example, hold 2 primaries with durable cores and trade on turn 2. Or plant 2 bricks on the middle, force bad charges, then counterpunch. Or set overlapping fire lanes and delete 1 key target per turn while standing safe. Not only add units that make that sentence true. If you name a unit and you have to stretch to justify, it's probably not for your list. That one-line plan will save you money and games. Mistake number 2, illegally or weak leader joins and enchantment bloats. Nothing tanks the game faster than a character you thought could join a unit who can't, or a character that joins the wrong unit and dies for free. Data sheets with the leader keyword tell you exactly what they can attach to. It's often specific, 1 leader per unit unless a data sheet says otherwise. If your character can't legally join, or if they join a unit that doesn't want to move with them, you paid a lot of points for a model that's about to get removed. The fix is simple. Open both data sheets and confirm the allowed bodyguard list. Pair leader with units that actually share their job. Melee leaders go with push units that plan to charge. Durable leaders go with mid-board anvils that want to stand on the circle and live. Utility leaders go with scoring teams that benefit from the rewards and defensive buffs. If you can't explain in 10 words why this leader belongs with this unit, choose a different leader. Now, enchantments. Think of them as spice, not the whole meal. New players often auto-buy 3 enchantments and end up with 30 to 50 points short of a crucial model. Start with 1, maybe 2 max. Each enchantment must pass the value test. Will this regular score points, keep an expensive unit alive an extra turn, or meaningful increase reliable output in the game plan we already wrote? If the answer is maybe, skip it. Points are power, don't spend them on glitter. Mistake number 3, no balance between anvil, hammer, and utility. Your list can look awesome and still lose because it can't do all 3 jobs. Either you brought hammers with no anvil, an anvil with no hammers, or you skip the utility that actually wins points. Define 3 jobs like this. The anvil holds objectives, decent objective control, real durability, add enough threat to discourage casual charges. The hammer takes the clean trade. It removes 1 high value enemy per turn when you choose to commit. The utility wins on the margins, screens out deep strikes, runs actions, flips side objectives, and forces awkward moves for your opponent. Here's the fix. At 1,000 points, name 1 anvil, 1 hammer, and 1 utility before you add anything fancy. At 2,000 points, you usually want 2 of the 3/2 anvils or 2 hammers, and enough utility to score consistently. Build the skeleton first, garnishes later. Your anvil touches the mid under control, and on turn 1. Your hammer threatens to trade on turn 2. Your utility denies the cheeky plays and quietly stack points. If you can't point to the table and say, that's my anvil, that's my hammer, and that's my utility, you're starting on hard mode. Mistake number 4, spending points in the wrong places. Too many points in characters and trinkets, not enough in units that actually stand on circles, or a single shiny answer to tanks that dies and leaves you helpless. 2 benchmarks will keep you honest. First, plan to spend roughly 40 to 50% of your points on units that can live on objectives. That might be one big brick in a supporting core or two solid bricks. Either way, half your list should be able to stand somewhere meaningful and not evaporate to a stiff breeze. If your objective control budget is too low, you'll score for one turn and watch the game slide away. Second, you have two different ways to solve each big problem. Two angles, an anti-tank, two angles on clearing hordes, two angles on crackling a double midboard unit, not two copies of the same fragile tool, two solutions that don't die to the same answer. Maybe you take a reliable shooting option and a melee piece that can finish the job when it arrives. Maybe you pair high volume fire with a unit that fights well and then survives. Redundancy wins tournaments and saves casual nights. If you're over budget on characters or bling, trim until those benchmarks are true. Dropping one enhancement to add a real scoring unit is an upgrade, not a downgrade. A quick test while you build. Ignore the character sheet for a moment and count how many units can stand on an objective for a turn under pressure. If the answer is 2 and a prayer, rebalance. Mistake number 5, chasing the meta and skipping reps. We've all done it. You download a complicated net list, you build it, and you put it on the table. And you lose because you don't know the play pattern. Strong lists are strong because the pilot knows exactly when to expose, when to trade, and what to ignore. That comes from practice and not shopping. Here's the fix. Build a practice-friendly shell with one detachment, 2 durable cores, a single clean hammer. The plan is simple. Hold 2 objectives, pressure 1, get games in at 500 points. Then, at 1000, only add a fancy tech piece after 2 full games where you can explain what job it will do and which unit it will replace. Keep a 1-page game log. 4 questions for each match. What died early and why? What never scored and why? What couldn't I kill and why? What points did I leave unspent? Those answers tell you what you need to change. If your screens keep dying, you need deployment tweaks and a tougher Anvil. If you can't kill a specific profile, add or swap a hammer that covers that damage band. Let's put the fixes together with a quick before and after 1000 points. Imagine a classic beginner list. You picked a flexible detachment, you included 3 characters because they look cool, 1 objective unit because it's tough, and a mix of guns that don't add up to a game plan. 2 attachments because they sounded good, and now you got 60 points floating because you couldn't make anything fit. This list will feel like it's dragging an anchor. Now let's clean it. First, write the detachment, one-liner. Hold 2 primaries with durable cores. Trade on turn 2. Second, keep 1 centerpiece leader in the right home and cut the extra character that doesn't serve the plan. Third, drop enchantments to 1 that actually protects or powers your main unit. Fourth, pass 3 job tests. Name your anvil, name your hammer, name your utility. If you don't have all 3 of those, fix that first. Fifth, check your objective control budget. Make sure roughly half of your points can actually stand on circles. Add a second scoring unit if needed so you're not forced to split your anvil every turn. 6. Add redundancy. If your list only had 1 answer to armor, add a second angle, maybe reliable shooting unit alongside a melee threat that can finish tanks once they're bracketed. 7th, spend the last point to land exactly on the cap. Don't leave free power at home. What you'll feel on the table is immediate. Your midboard no longer collapses because you actually funded it. Your hammer trades once per turn on your terms, not in desperation. Your utility quietly scores while your opponent chases in the wrong fights. Same detachment, same vibe. Now every pick is rolling in the same direction. Let's finish with the most practical habit you can build. Always save a 500-point training version of this list. Take the cleaned up list and carve a small copy using the same skeleton, 1 anvil, 1 hammer, 1 utility, if you can fit it. 500 points lets you learn movement, mission scoring, and timing without drowning in rules overhead. Play 2 games at 500 with that core. Take your notes. Then scale to a 1000 with purpose. When you add a new unit, say out loud what job it is doing and which problem it solves. If you can't answer in 10 seconds, you probably don't need it yet. Here's a simple month 1 roadmap. Week 1, pick a detachment, Write the one-liner and build a 500-point training list from the units you actually own or plan to buy soon. Week 2, play 2 training games. Keep that 4-question log. Week 3, scale to 1,000 by adding 1 scoring package or 1 hammer that the logs say you need. Week 4, play twice at 1,000. Review your notes and make 1 targeted swap, not 5. Small intentional steps beat endless cart shuffling. Let's quickly recap the checklist you'll use next time you build. Play the detachment first. Write 1 sentence about how it wins. Attach leaders legally to units that share their job. Start with 0 to 2 enchantments and only add if they pass the value test. Pass the 3 job test at 1,000 points. Name your anvil, your hammer, and your utility. Budget roughly 40 to 50% of your points into units that can stand on objectives and live. Add redundancy so you have 2 different angles into tanks, hordes, and a durable mid-board threat. Cap your points exactly. Don't give away free power. Save a 500-point training version and play it this week. If this helped, sub so you don't miss the next episode coming up now.